Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Kimbo here, and it's time for an epic video. Time for another episode of the BAKUBEYTUBER adventures, dude. So, obviously, the series in which I go into some behind the scenes stuff that happened with some events. Just decided to make the series because some honestly really interesting and awesome stories. So, with this one, we're getting into my trip to Cali. I'll call it probably the Battle of the BEYTUBERS because that's what the big setup was for, was the Battle of the BEYTUBERs. So this happened summer of 2017, just coming off of the heels of actually graduating from college and such. And also this happened about probably 7 weeks after I had met Zanky. So yeah, this summer was absolutely crazy. Like summer of 2017 was nuts, man. Like I mean, first of all, graduating and then getting into like being really deep in my skit series because I had made like graduation, like the graduation skit and such, and then really getting into big time depth with my MFB skit series with the events, and also being in the middle of Beyblade vs. God, or in Japan when it was Beyblade vs. God, and then season one of Beyblade Burst in the US around that time period as well. It was just an absolutely crazy time period. And, met with Zanky, and then fast forward about 7 weeks, and then we get to this. So, Tajan actually wanted me to go out to California because, it was like kind of a graduation gift, and I was like absolutely shook. I was like, "Are you serious, dude?" By this point in my life, I had never flown, not one time, and I was super nervous. Like I always thought about it. I'm like, dude, that's really high up, and honestly, I have a little bit of a fear of heights. I mean, I've gotten like better with it because like I do like riding roller coasters and such. I used to like be terrified of roller coasters when I was younger because I was afraid of heights, and if you get on Ferris wheels, I'm like, dang, we're pretty high up. Okay, but it's not like really bad. It's just like, oh, we're high up. All right. Well, it used to be like, bruh, but now it's all good. But just flying for the first time, it's like I had to pack up like my luggage and such. Took an extra bag because I'm like, I'm probably gonna get stuff, so I want to take an extra bag. Just had like a small bag to put like clothes and stuff in. And this is where I really started to learn just how to pack for like flights and such. And it was crazy, dude. I remember just taking off. I was like, whoa, we're going up in the air. I can feel like my soul leaving my body and going up to the clouds. I was just like, bruh. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Flying for the first time. I'm like, I can see the clouds, dude. Like, all the grass and stuff down there, like the ocean and everything. Well, like just like bodies of water, and then being able to see like not even roads, just like mountain ranges and stuff. Looking down, it's like, holy crap. It was wild, but mainly seeing clouds. You know what I mean? But then, sure enough, like fell asleep on the flight out, and then landed. And once I landed, it was surreal, man. So landed and then went down. It was in LAX where I landed, and then went all the way down to the bottom. And then, sure enough, met up with Tajan, man. So it's the first time I had seen him in person in about like 2 years. Because like Tajan, I'm sure you guys remember Tajan from college. Is my best friend in college, and still absolutely amazing. And so we had done so many battles and such in college, but he had left after our sophomore year had ended. So like very end of 2014. So when it was 2015, time to come back after the new year, very beginning of the new year, he did not return. So I was really bummed during that time period, and I was just like cranking out big time videos and also going to classes and stuff too, because again, my channel like keeps me sane. Even like back then, it kept me sane with things. And it sucked not being able to see him, and I was so glad that I was able to go out and visit and see him, and that he like had me go out there. Like absolutely blessed for that. And then sure enough, picked me up, and then took me back to his home, and like, wow, it's just crazy, dude. Like, Cali's nice. I remember leaving LAX and then just being like, oh my god, that's a palm tree. That's a freaking palm tree, dude. What is going on? I'm just like, yeah, they're everywhere, man. I'm just like, I haven't seen one. Like, what? I'm from New York. We see pine trees. And then just like, just like standard, I mean, upstate New York trees. You know what I mean? I guess the best way of just saying it. But, you ain't got no palm trees out here, that's for sure. But just seeing the palm trees, I was like flipping out and such. And then sure enough, went to his house and such, and I kind of got him into burst. So, at the time he didn't have like any burst bays. I stayed with him for at least a good, like, it was about almost like 2 weeks I'd been there, and I kind of got him into burst. So we went to we did like a bunch of videos and such, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, the reunion video where I like had him come into the frame, and then it's like we're back together and everybody's like, yo, Tasion's back. Oh my god, this is gonna be hype, because we always got so hyped whenever we did battles and such, and it was amazing. And just having that vibe. And when he left, it was still MFB territory, because burst hadn't been out yet. It didn't come out till like summer of 2015 when we started getting the bays and such. I didn't do my first unboxing. It wasn't too long after when I actually did my first unboxing. I got Death Scyther and Wyvern. Those are my 2 burst bays ever. The single layer ones, because they only had single layers at the time. And then they came out the dual layers 2016, and then, the story from there. But then got him into some burst, and he was really digging it, man. He's like, yeah, this system, I mean, it's really cool. It's like, you don't have the attack of like the MFB bases, but they're still really fun. And he's like, is there a wolf one? Because anybody who knows Tasion knows he loves wolf. And hence why Death Wolf in the skits, because he had Earth Wolf that he used all the time, and then I had it evolve into Death Wolf, because awesome name and also very strong combo. That's boss. But, besides the point. So, at that point, Random Booster Volume 6 had recently kind of dropped. Well, yeah, I think it was Random Booster 6. So it was the Random Booster with Maximum Garuda. I can't remember the name, like which volume it was, but Maximum Garuda, the banana, that's when it got released, was like literally right before this trip. And I had gotten mine. I'll actually do a little backstory on this real quick. Got it from Leo Burst. Got a bunch of stuff in a package, but then the package kind of got like lost, like sent to well, not sent to the wrong address, but like it got lost in customs. So I'd sit on the phone with UPS for about like 3 hours or such. At the same time, I'm messaging Leo like, dude, this is crazy. I guess it kind of got lost or something happened. And sure enough, got a hold of UPS, USPS, and had to track it and find where exactly it was, and then found the package. And sure enough, I've never seen Priority Mail Express in my life. Like, they got it the next day. It was here. And it was like the day before I had to go. And I was like, oh God, I might not have the parts or anything. But then sure enough, did all the unboxings and such. While I was flying and I was like 30,000 feet in the air, I was sitting on my laptop putting out videos. Because you guys know I'm a workhorse and I just drop videos whenever I can. So when I was flying, dropping videos. That's how it's been every single time I've flown. Like, just drop the videos, been on my laptop or such while flying. And I'm just like, guys, I'm in the air right now. Oh my God. With like the comments or something. But I had gotten Gerudo like the day before. I gotten that Random Booster. And sure enough, like, while I was out in Cali, fast forward, well, in Cali, got him into it, and he loves the Wolf base, and the only one that we had was F2, Fang Fenrir. So got the most recent Random Booster, that being 6 with Tornado Wyvern, which, has a lot of good parts in it and such. He got the red F2 from it. He had gotten Fang Fenrir from it, and he was like super hyped. He's like, yeah, I got the Wolf Bay. And sure enough, like, did battles, so many battles with him into the night. And honestly, like, I was putting big time pressure on myself, because just like tournament. And so segue into the next part. So that's why it's Battle of BAYTUBERS, not just like reunited with Tasion. At the same time with this, it was like one of the next days. Tasia and I had gone and met up with JoJo because I told her, like, I'm going out to Huntington Beach, and she's like, yo, I live out there, so we can meet up. And then I was like, holy crap. I'm meeting JoJo. What is my life? You meet your idols that you've been watching the videos for so long, and you're just like, holy crap, I can't believe that I'm even a person right now here meeting them. Like, what? It happened with Zanky, like, literally about 7 weeks before this, and then going up to Cali, and then meeting up with JoJo. We met up in, like, this plaza. It was late at night, and I was also playing Pokemon Go, because that's when Go had just, it'd been out for, like, what? Like, probably a year by that point. I think it came out, like, 2016. Yeah. So, I was playing Go, and, like, JoJo was like, there's so many stops around, like, just meeting her. It was wild, man, because she was waiting in the middle of the plaza, and then Tasia and I had walked up, and then we saw her, and then took a picture together, and I was like, yo, we met JoJo tonight. Like, it was just like a go and hang out type of thing. So we went to Buffalo Wild Wings. Anybody doesn't know, I absolutely love Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, I freaking loved it. Like, it's so amazing. Went all the time in college, and fun fact, actually did the Blazing Challenge. I know it's going back and forth with things, but yeah, I'll get into this real quick. Blazing Challenge, 10 wings. Gotta eat them in 5 minutes. They're really, really hot, like fresh out the fryer hot, but also the hot sauce on it had ghost pepper in it. Tajan, as well as my friend Tron and myself, all went and tried it. They both ate 10 wings. They almost got it done, but they ate 10, and then I just kept powering through it, like literally, like I'm heating up, like freaking hot as heck, and then I managed to actually win it. I barely won it, but I won it. Got my picture, on the Hall of Fame, and then got a shirt, blazing shirt. I have to wear it in one of the next videos so you guys can see it. But yeah, that's basically the backstory for it. But fast forward back to the present with this. Buffalo Wild Wings, freaking awesome. And then just went back and did some battles because she couldn't hang out that much that night because she had worked. And then we had met up a few days later, and I made a video just like ringing her doorbell, and then she opened her door and she was like, hey, and I was like, oh my god, what is happening? And then I met Hank. Oh, Hank, I know JoJo will probably see this video, and but I'm so glad I got to meet Hank, that I was able to meet him. Um, he was such a cute doggo, man. He was freaking awesome. Then he just waddled up to the door and looked up at me, and then like he was kind of panting, and I was like, oh my god, this is Hank, it's him. Oh, like even fanboying, because like seeing Hank, like some of her pictures and stuff, I'm like, that's JoJo's dog, like this is freaking awesome. And then she got like some of her bays and stuff, and then we had actually gone to the plaza in LA, and we had done like, I guess it was like some practice battles and such, because some people were just meeting up there, and some people would go there to just do battles. And then we went to Anime Jungle. The first time I ever went to Anime Jungle, and seeing TT Bays in person, like I could buy them on the shelves, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy, dude. Like, what? You can just get Bays on the shelf? That's nuts. So that was really, really cool to see. And then, sure enough, like just, well, I guess it was just, yeah, it was the day just hanging out, went and ate, and then went back, and Tajan and I just did a bunch of battles. It was a mix of like going and eating out at some places, and then just going back and doing battles, and then also meeting up with JoJo. But they set up an actual tournament because I had gone out there, and they heard that I was going out there, so JoJo got a hold of the WBO and set up a tournament. That being the Battle of the BEYTUBERS. This is literally the first WBO tournament I had ever been to, ever. The first time I'd really battled anybody besides like Tajan and Zanky. But yeah, so Tajan entered it as well, and he made an awesome combo like F2. This is why I use like F2 as a combo. Fenrir Heavy Unite. I'm sure some people have seen the combo because it pays homage to his wolf. Because like he made the combo. And it's all red and just looks so sick, man. It's honestly a pretty good combo. It was a pretty good combo at the time. Did pretty boss. But yeah, so sure enough, we had like it's kind of like round robin. There's a lot of different battles that happened, and then sure enough, started pairing people up as the ranks were going up, kind of. Um, and it was crazy, dude. It was actually really, really crazy because as soon as I had just gotten set up, I literally got there and I had my bays, and then I just hear somebody say, I don't know who said it, but I just hear like it was crazy because a lot of people got quiet. I literally was just walking to a stadium, and it went from like a lot of people talking, like a lot of kids talking and such and battling, to everybody getting like dead quiet. They're like, "Yo, Kimbo," and then like so many people got quiet. I was like, "Whoa, what's happening?" Because like JoJo, Tasia, and I were just getting our combo set up and stuff, and just getting ready to go battle. And sure enough, like there's a kid that comes up and he's shaking like crazy. I was like, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay." He's like, "Do you want to battle me?" I said, "Yeah, sure, I'd love to battle you." And then it goes from like 1 to like 5 to 10. I must have battled like 15, 20 people before it actually started. I just did a bunch of battles. It was really, really cool. I was like, "Yo, is this how it like happens with these things?" They're like, and then JoJo came up. She's like, "You're well known, so a lot of people are coming up and battling you." And I was just like, well, this is wild. This is absolutely wild. And then sure enough, the tournament actually began. A bunch of battles just took place and such. And then we were getting further, in the battles and such. And I had actually battled like this is where I met Alta too. I had met Aichi Baba. I had met the King Tai. I met Alta, and I obviously just meeting JoJo like during the trip. And then just doing a bunch of battles, and then I got paired up with Alta with one of the battles, and I was like, oh my gosh, um, I'd heard that he was a really good blader, and he's an amazing blader. He's such an awesome blader. I was like, all right, we're good, just going into it, man. We're just getting right into it. And sure enough, did a bunch of battles, and uh, I won, barely won. It was so intense. I was like shaking, like from being so nervous to watch the battles. I was like, come on, because I wanted to show, like, it might be my first battles and just being a kid from the woods. I'm like, I got a lot to prove, Like a lot of people know me with this, but I have a ton to prove. Like that, I'm a player that has some knowledge and such, and I'm just not like winging it or anything. Like I practice a lot, and you know my knowledge pretty well and know parts pretty well. And got further along with this, and then it was like the top 8, and I didn't lose any of the battles. Like I was actually like undefeated going into the top 8, and then even with those was going up the ranks, and then it got to the final battle. Man, I was in the final, my first tournament ever, the WBO, and I made it to the final. I was like, holy crap. And I was facing off against JoJo. I was so nervous, man. It was nuts. Like, I was sitting there shaking in my head. I'm like, oh my God, this is wild. And then one of the kids just came up and they're like, do a Hasbro combo. Do it. Make a Hasbro combo for one of your 3 parts. And I was like, for one of your 3 bays. Because obviously, the way it is like you have to have 3 bays. None of their parts can overlap or anything. And I was like, bet. I'm gonna do it. And I was like, hey JoJo, let's have a Hasbro battle. And I think I used Excalibur. I think I used Excalibur Heavy Quake, and actually like Scalius Heavy Quake, and it actually did really, really well. It was close. But it did end up going down, and then the battle I had with her, it was just so back and forth. It was so intense, man. So uh I think she used like Fafnir, or I think she used Fafnir. No, she was Spriggan. She used Legend Spriggan at the time, and I actually used the banana because I had just gotten the banana, and I used Garuda, and by that point it was so new that it hadn't been banned yet. But JoJo's an absolute beast, and she used the left rotation of Spriggan because Garuda, not the craziest with bursting other bays, but she used it and got a full out power attack on it, and just a push attack, and managed to KO Garuda. And it was a really intense battle, but she did come out on top, so she won the tournament. I did come in second place, my first tournament ever. Tajan, I think, got fourth place. I think Aichi got third place. Yeah, Aichi got third place because I barely I got past him barely. It was so intense, dude. It was a really, really crazy battle as well. Um, and yeah, Tajan got in fourth place. He did really, really well with it. But yeah, dude. And then sure enough, after that, had a couple of days where just went and chilled out and hung out with Tajan. I actually went down to the beach. Tajan does not like the beach. He's not a fan of the beach. And I was like, why not? It's so pretty. So then we went to the beach and then went to H&M and such. And, I was in H&M and I'm like, I just want to go right to the beach. He's like, I just left you at the beach. I'm like, no, you shouldn't have left me at the beach. I'm just like, I had like no money at that point because I dropped it all on Beyblade stuff, and it was totally worth it. And also during all of that, I was working on the skit series too, so I put up whatever I could, and incorporated whatever I could into the skit. I think I did incorporate part of the Battle of the BAYTUBERS in with the skit series, but I know at least while I was out there in Cali, I did combine it all into one skit. So yeah, man, I'm like, I gotta get one while I'm out here. Like, my brain just focuses on so many different things at once. I'm like, oh, so focus on skits. I'm gonna do everything I possibly can, like all the battles, all the unboxings, making a skit out here, also getting footage for the Battle of the BAYTUBERs. How I do it with any event I go to, and it'll show even more with like the future events. But yeah, dude. So after that, sure enough, got back on the plane at the very end of the trip, said bye to Tajan, and then just flew back home, and it was surreal. I had a bunch of stories to tell, and I remember waking up in the cabin the next day and just being like, "Holy crap, that really happened!" I'm shook. But yeah, man. So I guess that is the story of the Battle of the BAYTUBERS and everything that happened behind the scenes with it. Some things obviously documented, some things might not have been seen. And obviously the things that weren't seen, explaining with this. So yeah, man. Once again, like, just totally glad that I was able to see Tajan again, and also that I was able to meet JoJo. It was crazy, dude. It was absolutely wild. But yeah, dude. So, anyways, that is it for this episode of the BAKUBEYTUBER Adventures. Number 3, man. So, I mean, number 4, let's see, you gotta think about it, actually. There was it was honestly a chill period for like the rest of that year, and then going into 2018, same thing, I guess. Oh, okay. I know what the next one's gonna be. The next one, we're gonna go into some details about the BEYTUBER Brawl. 2018, man. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content, because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. So yeah, guys, until next time, it is your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Until then, stay awesome and cool. Shoot, I'm up out of here.